first of three.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, hand out.
Susan Dillon, Mount Hood Road. How much would we save if we closed the library?
It's you mean one
One
library?
library, we don't need both.
Well, again, I mean, the discussion on the libraries, we can't tell them to close a library. They get a funding of $140,000, 219 is what they're requesting. That's what they're requesting.
That's what, right, so how much does it cost, do they give you like, how much does it cost them to run that small library down on?
They actually have budgeted it out. I have the itemized lists here.
Actually, I was under the impression that if, I was told that if you can't close a library because the library buildings are owned by the library people. And so for us to, I think I would, in my opinion, I think if we just slash the budget in half, then they'd have to at least resort to one library. I mean, I don't know how they do their finances, but I would, if it was me, and my budget was cut in half, then I'd move everything to one building.
It makes sense.
Which would make sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm not sure how that would work, but I think if
Well,
we
maybe they should
cut
look
it in
into
half, we should be able to do that, I would think.
They wouldn't get funding.
One library,
They won't get any funding from the state.
Doesn't matter,
Kelly?
we don't need them.
I just want to, because she's not here, I know I've heard some of her explanations, so I'm going to repeat what I've heard. I believe, and I don't go to the Gloucester Library, so I don't know for sure, but I believe that they're only open, both libraries are never open at the same time. So it's to benefit both sides of your community, and that by closing one library, it would save as much as you think. I think it's not a half, it wouldn't save as much as you think, because then they would keep the other one open full-time, thereby just transferring expenses. But what it would do, I believe, is save in heat, in electricity. Well, probably not, because then that other one would be open all the time.
Well, that's my question, is because if they own the building, wouldn't they also own the expense of running the building?
We fund that.
You know what I mean?
We fund their, so
So
I'm
if we
sure.
put their budget in half, then they could just do what they have to do with that other building.
Well, they would be open less, significantly less, because I believe right now, as they're saying, they're providing you 100% service through two buildings. So this one might be open Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This one's open Tuesday, Thursday,
But
Saturday.
see, my point is, with
So-
the libraries, there's not one person that I know of in this town that walks to the library, even if they live like 3 houses down, they drive there. So if they have one building, then they could still drive to,
I do.
well,
All right, one.
I walk to the library too, but, you know, I walk 2.5 miles, but it's my walk. But, you know, whatever. So,
That's basically what she said, though, that it wouldn't be, you couldn't just eliminate a library and cut it in half, because you would open the other library for full time, so you'd now be, the staffing would be the same, you would just move that building. So what you would be truly saving is the building cost, but you would incur greater costs because that building is shut down for half that time. So it wouldn't be the savings that you think, unless what you're saying is, we do not want a full-time library,
right.
and that's a different story. That's a different thing.
Recognize Linda and Ron.
Okay, if you were here at the meeting last night, she explained that just like the schools, there's a state law maintenance of effort.
Right, which is
You
about
cannot fund
$30,000.
No. Maintenance of effort on the town side. You have to maintain the same level of funding for them to retain their $30,000.
$30,000 out of 200 or whatever it is.
So you have to give them 30,000, and then the
No.
state matches them 30,000?
We
No.
give them
State-
145,000, and the state
State
gives
gives
them
them
approximately 35,000.
And when we cut them 5%, we had to ask for a waiver, and they actually, we didn't cut them, the former council cut them. We did request a second waiver because we were looking at another second round of cuts, and actually the state did.
No, that's not true.
Please let
She
me
told
just-
me that's not true. She misspoke.
The state did grant the second waiver, but only on the condition that we treated everybody the same, that we didn't single them out. Am I lying or am I correct, Kelly? I read the letter with you.
It was my understanding of
Yes.
that, yes.
So that's what she told me, that it was different.
I'll get that letter.
Ron,
I think, I don't know about the state law, so I'm going to say that they're a private corporation. They're not owned and run by the town. So I don't know whether the attorney would have to look this up. If our libraries fall under the same rules as town-run libraries, okay, that's a question. The second thing I said last night was to close all the buildings and run all the meetings. You would save heat and electricity, okay? And yes, you would be keeping the library open half the time. To close all the buildings in